Hi guys, my name is Raksha and I will be your host for today's video. In this video, we are going to discuss top 5 tips and tricks to help you polish your English as well as speak with confidence. These are some strategies that I personally use with my students, and I hope you will find them useful as well. Now, I will be sharing a bonus tip towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay until the end. Also, if you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and the subscribe button. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into our first tip. Tip number 1, practice every day. This one goes without saying, but practice makes perfect. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will feel about speaking. For instance, you could start with something simple, such as ordering a meal at a restaurant, or by sending a text to your friend, or start asking questions in a store. For example, if you're in a grocery store, ask one of the staff where the deli department is. "Excuse me, do you know where the deli is?" Simple, right? You can also always find 10 minutes to use a language learning app, or watch another one of our helpful and fun videos here at Sleep Learning. There are so many ways to practice every day. Find the one that works best for you. Tip number 2, immerse yourself in the language. The best way to hone your skill is to immerse your lifestyle into the English language. For example, try watching your favorite movie in English without any subtitles. This way, you already know the plot and the storyline, and now you can focus on the words the actors use and the way they speak to one another. You can read news or articles in English, download a dictionary app on your phone, tune into some English podcasts on your way to work, or listen to English audiobooks, listen to English songs. There's seriously so many ways. But one of the other most helpful way to immerse yourself in the English language is to become friends with a native English speaker. For example, you could join a language community online and start talking to people within that community. Tip number 3. This one is very important. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. For this tip, let's point out pronunciations, for example. My husband is a native English speaker, and even he makes goofy mistakes sometimes with his pronunciations. Different cities and places have different accents. People will usually be able to figure out what you're trying to ask or express, so don't be nervous to say things in your own way. When we travel to foreign countries, we don't speak their languages, but with some confidence, a few words we do know, and some sign language, we can get around easily and have a great time. There is more than just one way to express your thoughts or opinions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Let's move on to number 4, identifying problem areas. This one's very important as well. Identify your strengths and weaknesses. You may be great at comprehension, but may lack grammar skills, or you may be great at writing, but not so good at speaking. By knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses, you can know what you need to focus on the most. For example, let's talk about one of my students who had issues memorizing new vocabulary. I suggested to her that instead of learning these words in a random manner without any real connections between the words, to try to put these words in context. That way they become more meaningful and thus easier to memorize. And this technique seemed to help her a lot. So what area do you need to focus on? Identify it and start working on it so you can speak with more confidence. Our last tip for today, and one of my personal favorite tips, think in English. Yes, think in English. This is seriously, guys, one of the best ways to improve your language skills. Start thinking in English. For example, if you're hungry, tell yourself you're hungry in English instead of saying it in your native language. Or describe to yourself what happened during the day in English. Talk to yourself in English. Learn new vocabulary in phrases, not just single words. That way it stays in your brain better. You got this. And yes, let me reiterate, start thinking in English. Those were my top 5 tips and tricks. And now, let's talk about that bonus tip I told you guys about at the beginning of this video. Are you ready for it? My bonus tip for today is don't be too hard on yourself. This may sound so obvious, you guys, but seriously, nothing will kill your confidence quicker than your own harsh criticisms. Build on your gains and don't let the small mistakes distract you from all the successes you have already achieved. For instance, you may always use a wrong verb tense in your sentence, but don't let that get to you. A few years ago, you may not have even noticed that you were using the wrong verb tense to begin with. So for you to recognize your own mistakes is a win already. Simply remember, we are all works in progress. Don't be too hard on yourself. And that brings me to the end of this video. Those were my top 5 tips and tricks along with the last bonus tip I shared. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to share your personal tips and tricks that have worked for you to help you hone your English skills. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell and the subscribe button. I will see you guys soon. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.